Hi, this is Don McAllister and welcome to another weekly tip video. This week I'll be taking a look at the hidden functionality in Mobile Safari on iOS. Now, many useful features are hidden behind long presses, which by their very nature are difficult to discover. So let's take a look at some of these hidden features. If I go into Mobile Safari, the first thing is having a look at your view history. If we start to just browse the web, I'll just browse the Apple website for now. If I go to Mac, here's the new iMac Pro, but let's have a look at MacBook Pro. And then I take a look at music. Now, as you're browsing, you're building up a history of websites or web pages that you visited, and you can use the back arrow to navigate your way back through, just retracing your steps back page by page. But if you tap and hold the back arrow, that will display a list of the websites that you visited in this browsing session. If I wanted to jump to any of them, let's say straight back to Apple Watch, I can just tap on there and it will take me directly back to that page. The same can be said for the forward arrow as well. So if I tap and hold, it gives me a list of the history that I've recently visited. Okay, let's say that I want to now save this web page. I want to add it either to my bookmarks or to my reading list. Usually what I would do is tap on the share icon. And then I've got two icons here, add to reading list and add to bookmark. An alternative way to access those buttons is to tap and hold on the bookmarks icon. And you'll see straight away we can add a bookmark or we can add to the reading list. And I have to say I'm using the reading list more and more on iOS and the Mac as my place to go to store things I want to read later. Okay, let's tap away from there. Now, another icon that has got long press support is the tabs icon. Now, if I tap on the tabs icon once, you'll see it takes me into a tab view. I can have a look at all my open tabs and also down at the bottom, tabs open on other devices as well. But let me just say done to that to come out of here. If I do a long press on the tabs, I now get the option to close all 9 open tabs, close just this tab, open split view, have a new private tab or a new tab. So if I wanted to go into split view, I could just tap on there, it takes me directly into split view. And to close that down, I'll just tap on the X in the right-hand panel. Let's go back into tabs view and show you a few other tricks. If I go into tabs, so these are my currently open tabs. I can swipe them away to close some of them down, or I can tap the X to get rid of them. Let me tap an X in a middle one. There we go, that's disappeared. Now there is a way to reopen those closed tabs, and that's to long press on the plus. I can see all my recently closed tabs. And if I want them to come back again, I can just tap on the entry and it takes me back to that web page. Again, let's just go back into the tabs view. If I want to close all of my open tabs, I can do a long press on done. And there you see, I can close all 5 tabs. And again, from here, I can go into split view. Okay, let's come out of here. I won't actually close those down. If I tap into the URL bar, that will display my favorites. A couple of things I can do with long presses here. If I want to rearrange my favorites, I can tap and hold and just drag this around and let go. I can also edit or delete favorites from here as well. And the way you would do that, I'll use the same icon. If you tap and hold, but rather than drag, just let go, you'll see we get this pop-up to delete or edit. Now, one thing I will warn you about, this doesn't seem to work on the iPhone with 3D Touch. The 3D Touch seems to disable this particular pop-up. But if I just do that again, back into the URL bar, let's go into my YouTube and release, we get delete and edit. So if I want to delete this, tap delete, and that entry has now been deleted from my favorites. Let's look at some other options. Press on the reload button. As you know, this button here will just reload the page. Sometimes websites are now getting smart about content blockers. And if you have a content blocker enabled, you mightn't be able to get through to a web page. In which case, what you can do is hold and press. And you can either request the desktop site if you're looking at a mobile site, or reload without content blockers. So if you do have a problem accessing a web page, just hold on the reload button and then tap reload without content blockers. But I'll tap away from there. Let's find something that's got some information. So if I go to BBC News, I'll just tap on this link over here. Now I can go into the reader mode here by tapping on this button in the URL bar. It takes me to the reader mode. But if I tap on here to go back to the normal web page and then tap and hold, the automatic reader view option pops into play. So I can set now bbc.co.uk to always use the automatic reader view, or I can use it on all websites. but again, I'll not do that for now. Let's find another web page. And finally, for this tip video, a quick look at images. If I do a long press on an image, it will pop out now and allow me to use it for drag and drop. That's a feature in iOS 11. But if I tap and hold, give it a few seconds, we get a pop-up now to either save the image to our images library or we can copy the image. But I'll tap away from that for now. If you want to learn more about using your Apple devices, there are over 700 full video tutorials available to Screencast Online members, covering all aspects of the Mac, iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, and even the Apple TV. Now, all full members receive a new Apple-related video tutorial each and every week, as well as a free subscription to the Screencast Online monthly magazine, packed with videos and articles on getting the most out of your Apple devices. Now, you can get your free 14-day trial membership over at ScreenCastsOnline.com or check out some of the free content over on the SCO Showcase app on the iPad, iPhone, and Apple TV. That's it for this week. I'll be back next week with another tip, so I'll speak to you then.